We're talking Minnesota football with Ryan Burns from Gopher Illustrated. Join him there for the very best in Gophers football coverage. All right. The Oregon State defense, especially against the run, has been abysmal through two games. Portland State racked up 291 yards rushing. We know that Minnesota is stacked in the backfield with Rodney Smith and Shannon Brooks. However, the offensive line was pretty underwhelming against Buffalo. So I guess we find out this week. We know that it's not a great offensive line. I guess we're going to find out whether it can handle a front that's underperformed and not performed well through two games.
You're right, and this is going to be a huge test for this Minnesota offensive line. This is the one unit on this entire team that is going to have the most pressure on it, and rightfully so. You talked about Portland State last week. This is a 3-win FCS team in 2016. This is a team that only put up, I believe, 7 or 10 points the week prior against BYU, and then they walk into Corvallis and put up 291 yards rushing on 54 carries. I mean, this is not a good FCS team, and they were able to run it down the throats of the Beavers. Even going back to Colorado State, this is a team that on average through two games, I believe, is averaging over 5 yards a carry against its defense, 240-plus yards on the ground. And as you said, Minnesota's offensive line, especially on the interior, didn't get a lot of push up front. There were too many times I'd be watching the film back and seeing that the center and both of the guards had been either stalemated at the line of scrimmage or pushed back into the backfield. So when Rodney Smith and Shannon Brooks were getting the carry, they had nowhere to run. That shouldn't be happening against a Buffalo team. Again, this I think is going to be an improved Buffalo team. It's not going to be a 2-win Buffalo team in 2017. They'll probably be somewhere around 500. But the fact remains, you're a Big Ten offensive line going against a MAC opponent. Now you see what Oregon State has put on tape. Their front seven hasn't been good at all. They've been flat out abysmal, as you noted. Now, they're one of the worst tackling teams I've seen on film as well. So if this offensive line, specifically on the interior, Connor Olson, Jared Weiler, and Garrison Wright are able to get some sort of push, both running backs should have over 100 yards and likely a touchdown. Now, the question is going to be if Oregon State stacks the box, which I think they're probably going to, can the quarterbacks be able to deliver the ball accurately down the field? But this is going to come down to Minnesota's offensive line. Can they keep their pad level low? Can they come out aggressive? And can they come out with a little bit of a mean streak knowing we didn't really play well last week? Our head coach singled us out in the media. He said that we played as 5 individual offensive linemen and not as one cohesive unit. Again, the head coach is trying to motivate you. You have one of the best offensive line coaches in America, and Ed Warner, trying to motivate you. How do you respond? That's something we're going to find out tomorrow night.